Hey, hello, what's up everyone? In this video, I'm going to teach you about Ketu in the first house of D9 Navamsa chart. So before beginning, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon and click the like button. And if you have any doubt after watching this video, please do mention that in my below comment section, okay? So let's begin. So mainly, what do you mean by the Navamsa chart or the D9 chart? See, Navamsa chart or the D9 chart is the second most important chart after your birth chart. Okay, it is mainly seen for your strengthness of your planet. It is also seen for your married life, how it will be. It is also seen for your relationship between you and your spouse. It is also seen for your marital life and all. Okay, so these kind of things the Navamsa chart or the D9 chart is seen for mainly. Okay, now coming to the strengthness of the planet. Now what do you mean by the strengthness of the planet? So let's say for example, if any planet is deviated in the birth chart or D1 chart. Okay, that means let's take for example, if Sun is deviated in your birth chart or the D1 chart, and that planet Sun is been exalted in the Navamsa chart or D9 chart, that represents that planet Sun has got extra strength or extra power. Okay, so these kind of things the Navamsa chart or D9 chart is mainly seen for. And so coming to the married life, see, every the divisional chart and also the main birth chart has its own the significator planet or the Karaka planet. Now what do you mean by that? Okay, see, mainly, so let's say for example, in the birth chart or the D1 chart, Sun is the significator planet or the Karaka planet. So if Sun is very well placed in a birth chart, that is in the exalted sign, own sign, Multrikon sign, or in a friendly sign, or even Vargotama sign, okay, or that too in the Kendras or the Trikonas or 2 or 11, that means that you will be gonna having very good life. Okay, so these kind of things we can expect. So like that, in the D9 chart or the Navamsa chart, Venus is the significant planet or the Karaka planet. So if Venus is very well placed, that means that your married life will be very good. Now what do I mean by that? See, Venus should be very exalted. It should be in friendly sign, Multrikon sign, own sign, that too in the Kendras or Trikonas, okay, or even 2 or 11. So that represents that Venus is very well placed and your married life will be very good, and that too your relationship between you and your spouse will be very good. Okay, so these kind of things the Navamsa chart or D9 chart is mainly seen for. Now coming to the first house of D9 Navamsa chart. Now what does first house of D9 Navamsa chart represent? See, first house of D9 Navamsa chart represents that it represents the married life. Okay, it represents the second half of your life. Okay, see, and I forgot to tell you that, see, mainly in the Navamsa chart, D9 chart gets activated after your second half of your life. Okay, and it gets activated after your 36 years of life, mainly 33 or 36 years of life. Okay, so these kind of things that you need to know. Okay, and mainly the first house, coming to first house again, first house represents your married life, how it will be your second half of your life also. So this kind of thing, it is mainly seen for your interest, what kind of interest you will towards your second half after your second half of your life will be. So these kind of things, it is represented by the first house of D9 Navamsa chart. Okay, so now coming to planet Ketu. Now what does Ketu represent? See, Ketu represent mainly it represents the separation from the particular areas of life. Okay, wherever it sits. Okay, it doesn't matter wherever it sits, but it represents separation of that particular area. Okay, where you are not interested, your mind will be not interested towards a particular area, because you already know about that particular area, so how to be with it and all. So you have mastered that particular area and you are not interested towards particular area. So that is represented by Ketu. Ketu also represents spiritual planet, okay, which gives spirituality, thinking and all and everything, and it is also a planet of moksha, liberation and everything. Okay, it is also a very malefic planet, okay, very bad planet. Okay, so these kind of things are represented by Ketu. Okay, now what happens when Ketu sits in the first house of D9 Navamsa chart? So what are the different results it will give and all, I will explain. Okay, so mainly Ketu in the first house of D9 Navamsa chart represents that when after your second half of your life, that is when you get married, immediately the Navamsa chart gets activated. Okay, so the Ketu will also get activated in the first house, and Ketu will give the results according to its sitting sign. Okay, mainly you need to take a note down that when Ketu is sitting in the first, wherever it sits, you need to check the dispositor of the Ketu or Rahu. See, whenever the Rahu Ketu sits in a particular houses, you need to Rahu Ketu axis, okay, you need to check the condition of the their dispositor, how well it is placed. According to that, they will give very good results. Okay, let's say for example, if Ketu is sitting in the first house, okay, you need to check its dispositor, how well it is placed. If its dispositor is very well placed, then your marriage will be balanced. Okay, or if its dispositor is very badly placed, then there will be some problem in your marriage. Okay, and it also represents that Ketu in the first house of T9 Navamsa chart, it mainly represents that you will be not interested towards marriage. Okay, you will be thinking that, oh, it's okay, something marriage is about some small thing and all, you'll be thinking like that, okay, in your mind. So that is represented by Ketu, and you'll be not interested towards the marriage area particularly. Okay, so it represents separation from the marriage also, possibilities. Okay, so the person may get married very earlier or also very late. So these kind of things are represented by Ketu in the first house of D9 Navamsa chart. And it also shows that person may be very spiritual after second half of his life, that is after 36 years of life. Okay, so these kind of things are represented by Ketu in the first house of D9 Navamsa chart. See, another important thing you need to make down is that when the person immediately ties knot to his spouse, or she may get tied by immediately the knot by his her husband. Okay, whether the person is having Ketu in the first house, okay, that represent the person after immediately after their marriage, they will be somewhat be interested towards the spiritual things, spiritual side of things, not the materialistic things. They will be interested towards the spiritual type of things. Okay, like meditation, yoga and all. Suddenly, okay, so these kind of things are represented by Ketu in the first house of D9 Navamsa chart. Okay, now coming to it represents separation. It also represents divorce. Okay, maybe divorce may happen in the marriage, even separation may also happen. There may be some kind of problems in the marriage. So these are represented by Ketu in the first house of D9 Navamsa chart, if it is sitting alone. Okay, if it is conjuncted with a planet like Jupiter, Venus, or if seventh lord of Navamsa chart, D9 chart is placed very well, then it gives very beautiful marriage and all. Okay, it balances it. Okay, so these kind of things are represented by when Ketu sits in first house of D9 Navamsa chart. Now what happens when Ketu is conjuncted with different planets like benefic planets and malefic planets? Okay, now coming to benefic planets, when Ketu is conjuncted with benefic planets like Moon, Venus, Mercury and even Jupiter, that gives very good results in the marriage. It will give very balanced result, balanced life. After second half of it, your life will be very balanced. Okay, see, you can be a very good spiritual teacher also, who knows. Okay, see, when Ketu is conjuncted with Jupiter, that represents that you will be a spiritual guru. Okay, you will be very good religious head. Okay, you can be like that after second half of life, or you will be teaching spirituality to people. Like you can even teach occult sciences also after second half of your life. Okay, it can be at any time. See, only during the Mahadasha, Antardasha of these kind planets sitting the first house like Ketu and Jupiter, that shows your teachings will be towards spiritual teachings, philosophical thinking and everything. Okay, occult science and everything are represented by Ketu and Jupiter when they both are conjuncted in the first house of D9 Navamsa chart. And even when Ketu and Moon are conjuncted towards each other. Now, what do you mean? What does Moon represent? See, Moon represents happiness, happiness in the married life, happiness after second half of your life. Okay, when Moon is conjuncted with Ketu, that represents detachment from that happiness. Even though if you have happiness, but you will get happiness through spiritual things and all, like meditation, yoga, same thing. Okay, so through that only you will get happiness. Your soul will get happiness. Okay. And your mother may be very spiritual person after your second half of your life, who knows. Okay, now when Ketu is conjuncted with benefic planet Venus, that represent you will be detached from materialistic things and all, because Venus is a materialistic planet. Okay, when Ketu is conjuncted with Venus, that represent detachment towards materialistic things, materialistic worlds. Okay, and focusing towards spiritual things. Okay. When Ketu is conjuncted with Mercury, that represents that you will be very intelligent person and also you will be having very good knowledge, okay, about particular thing, how to handle in life after second half of life. So these kind of things, and also you will be very smart, okay, in your marriage. okay, or after second half of your life you'll become very smart person, because Mercury represent intelligent planet, Ketu is also a spiritual planet. When these both comes, you can be very good teacher, professor, very good spiritual professor, okay. So even you can be very good yoga teacher also, who knows, okay. So these kind of things are represented by when Ketu is conjunct Mercury. And even you can even start your own business, yoga business, okay. And even you can start your own meditation class, yoga class. So these type of things where you can help the peoples, okay, where you can help the people. So these are the things represented when Ketu is conjunct with benefic planets. When Ketu is conjunct with malefic planets like Sun, Mars, Saturn, okay, so that represent it will give very bad results in the married life, because there will be some kind of struggle you need to face, you need to undergo it, okay. So when Ketu is conjunct with Sun, that represent that there will be some it depends upon the Navamsa Lagna also, okay. See, if you are Leo Lagna and if Sun and Ketu are in the first house, that represent your married life will be very good, okay. Even though if Sun and Ketu are a bad conjunction, but some astrologers say it's also very good conjunction, but some astrologers say it's a very bad conjunction, some astrologers say very good conjunction, okay. It depends upon their perspective, okay, it depends upon their views, but normally Parashara told that Sun and Ketu are very good planet, okay. So very good very bad this thing relationship, they are having very bad relationship with each other, because you know the Rahu Ketu story, okay. See, Ketu is there, Rahu and Ketu are enemy towards Sun and Moon, so when they conjunct towards each other, they are bad, they are actually gives very bad results, okay. So if sign is if they are placed in very good signs, they give very good results. And even the dispositor should be very well placed, that is the Rahu Ketu dispositor. So these kind of things happen. So according to here, Ketu and Sun normally gives some kind of frustration in the marriage, some kind of tension in the marriage, or even after second half of your life. And another thing I forgot to tell you, that if Ketu is in the first house, that represents that person has some depth in the past life, in his or her past life, that where in this life he need to serve their spouse, okay. They need to serve their spouse in order to clear the past life depth, past life karma. That is the main thing when Ketu is in the first house of D9 Navamsa chart represent. And when Ketu is conjunct with Mars, what happens when Ketu is conjuncted with Mars? That is the worst conjunction, okay, because Mars and again, that is also the average condition when Mars and Ketu are conjuncted with each other, which gives very bad results, okay. When Ketu is conjuncted with this one, what is that? Saturn, that is okay. That is also bad average conditions, where you need to go some kind of struggle in the marriage, some problem will be there, some problem may come with from your spouse, okay. So these kind of things happen, or from your in-laws of the spouse. So these kind of things happen. So Ketu and Saturn are conjuncted with each other in the first house of D9 Navamsa chart, okay. So these are the things that I wanted to tell you when Ketu is posited in the first house of D9 Navamsa chart, and also with different planets, what happens and what are the different results it will give, okay. So in the next video I am going to continue career in series, okay. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe below, or else I will see you in the next video. So thank you, bye bye, love you, take care.